feel like we in 2022 again.
Yes, sir.
We taking it back.
About to start feeling like it.
How you doing, bro?
Doing good.
I haven't seen you in a while either, I don't think.
Yeah, bro. Been real low key, bro. Just
maybe with the last time I saw you was either at maybe the what's it called, the Buco Resto Bar?
Yeah.
There or
at Buco at the first Fridays John. I think I saw you at the Oceanfront last.
Maybe. I remember I saw you at the festival that Raisa threw, like the outside joint, and like I seen you with your kid. I didn't even know you had a kid.
Yeah.
How's your kid doing?
Good, man. She's
It's
big
a daughter,
as hell,
right?
about to be 3.
Daughter?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You've been kind of low key. Like I feel like you haven't. We spoke a little before the pod.
Yeah.
We did a pod in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think you really dropped any music since then.
Yeah, nah. Just been keeping my head down.
You've been hosting a lot, like
Been
events
hosting
and
a
stuff.
lot, been performing, but I just wanted to get right back to the drawing board as far as like releasing was concerned, because I felt like, just truthfully, after Ebony's Son, like I ain't really have nothing else to like lay up with. So my biggest fear about like releasing the next release was that if I released one, I ain't had nothing in the hole. So what I did was I just kept writing, performing the new stuff, and then as time went on, now I'm at the point now to where I'm sitting on like a good couple ones, and I can just release and keep releasing and keep releasing and keep releasing. Keep it
So
going.
you like to stack a few things up first before you start dropping?
Yeah, because I don't know. I feel like my workflow in the past was like I be with like a good solid 2, and then
Like,
back in the
like
day,
2 singles?
yeah, 2 singles, then project, and then after a while, I was just like, nah. Because when I dropped You and I and Ebony's Son, the way that was circulating, I felt like it was more beneficial to. Those 2 songs are way more beneficial than any project I feel like I dropped. Like there's some songs on those projects that's still getting played, but like as far as like,
You feel like they took you kind of to like different levels?
yeah, different levels. Whereas, you know what I'm saying, we're back in the day, I was banking on, all right, I got these good too, and I got a whole project. So now I'm like, if I could keep captivating and building momentum song after song, and then the last moment, probably do a project, then I'm gonna do that.
Like, yeah,
I feel like that's the plan.
people like, you can start getting the habit of just dropping a bunch of stuff, but if you do that, you can make the mistake of not ever actually pushing anything like to the max.
Right.
You never push any song how it's supposed to be pushed because you
Right.
keep dropping the next song. So that's why I feel like maybe, yeah, the music you dropped at that time did for you. It kind of got you on the scene.
Mm-hmm.
It got you connections. You're hosting stuff, doing shows,
Right.
pushing those songs. I always say like Bobby Blaze is the person I saw like push a song the hardest. Really him and Gift of Hands.
Yeah, Bobby
Like,
Blaze and Gift in Hands' marketing is.
Bro, what's the shit called that Bobby got? Boot Up? No, I forget now. Breakdown. Bro been performing that song for like 2-3 years. Just like every time you see him perform, he's doing that song.
Right.
And I was talking to him about it. We had a pod recently, and I'm like, I've heard that song so many times that it's gotten to like, when you hear a song on the radio so many times that you like know it now and it's like familiar and you're comfortable with, like you can just listen to it whenever.
Right.
Most upcoming artists, you don't ever get to that level with their songs because you don't hear it that much.
Right.
But Bobby like brought her breakdown so many times, and I was just like in my brain. Gift of Hands, same thing. He drops Why Not Start. He does like a whole press run
Right.
in the city off that. So yeah, like you can like not push something correctly by dropping a lot of shit. Me, I don't like stacking shit up. I'm like anxious. I like to drop stuff. You see, like we film a pod, this will be out in like 2 days.
Right.
Everything we do is out within like a day or 2. I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like I'm reverse anxious in the other way. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. Ultimately, I'm just an overthinker. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, just to admit something about myself. But, you know what I'm saying, I try to keep it cool, stay cool under pressure, and just keep it moving. But I feel like this year is going to be like, you know what I'm saying, very reminiscent of what it used to be, but matured and improved. And that's what I've been working towards. And I feel like I'm in the best place artistically that I've been in a little bit. So
You just sent me a few like unreleased joints. That's off this. I guess you're working on a new project.
yeah. So like I was saying, I'm probably just gonna drop them joints as just songs, and then anything I drop, like if it's on the new project, it'll have like a feature on it. But if I don't do that, it's just not gonna be on a new project. I kind of want to just give people just something that's just entirely new. Just entirely fresh. So I'm planning on dropping. I don't want to give the number out. So yeah,
like
once I drop
date?
these songs, you know what I'm saying. After that, I'll probably gauge it. But I'm still not gonna stop like writing or working in the background. So I just still have that stuff tucked. But yeah, I'm kind of not too focused on a project right now. Just dropping the songs and making them as much of an event as possible.
You see people like will drop a bunch of singles. They'll drop like off all the songs off an album like as singles, and then drop the album together with like all the songs.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking about doing that initially, but then again, I was just like, they already, unless I do like some crazy remastering or rearrange some shit, like me personally, I don't know. I feel like I cheat somebody, like, cause I feel like you already had these, and I'm promoting this album, and then like it drops and ain't nothing new on it. So, and I feel like I haven't released long enough already. So it's just building. It's like this catalog building is the main focus.
Is Welcome Home Leafy your only album?
Nah, it's my second. Yeah, it's my second project. My first one was The Misadventures of the Ugly Pretty Boy.
Okay.
And then second one was Welcome Home Leafy. And then the third would be the third.
No, you have a title for it already?
It's
you ain't gotta say it. You ain't gotta say it. We do like exclusive shit though.
Yeah, it's something cool. I say that. That's all right.
We touched a bit on that boy Leafy before the pod, man.
Mm-hmm.
I know you were talking about he was about to get redone.
Oh, he
No
got
Diddy.
to. Need a facelift, all that. He
Need a facelift.
He was beat up.
Bro, I was watching the
Yeah,
skit that we did with him recently. Like, that's just funny stuff.
Nigga.
He was mad you went to something in the water without him.
Yeah. He like that sometimes. Hell no. Well, look like on the ocean front, walk around with a puppet.
Bruh.
Should be weird as hell.
That would have been different.
Nah.
Maybe have a book bag with him on
That's
the
what I
book
was
bag.
saying. I was like, he had to be in a bag, like, you know what I'm saying, some backpack shit. And then
He said, you made me miss Wayne, man. I was like, yo. Bro, I was also watching the, remember we did the cookout at my house?
Yeah.
And you performed like a few songs there?
Yeah.
Bro, I thought that shit's timeless.
hell yeah. That's when
Those shit still hit.
was first releasing You and I and Ebony's Son. So like that was like a good ass time. Cause you know what I'm saying? It was just riding off the precipice of that. And then it's always good energy around here. So like this shit felt good as fuck.
You and I is a fire song. I really love. I remember at the time, even I actually just asked you the same question for this song you just played me. I was like, is this you on the ad-libs? Like on You and I, there's the, forgot what you're saying now, but the ad-lib almost sounds like a girl or something. Like it doesn't really sound like you at all.
Yeah, nigga. This is falsetto and auto-tune. That's all it is.
And then the people we had filming it at the time, I really forgot bro's name now, but we had like 3 cameramen at the time. Bro had like one of them kind of vintage cameras. Then the video looks pretty fire still.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I think you were actually the only performance we dropped like online out of that because a few people performed there.
And I was the only one?
Yeah, I only dropped yours. I think the other people, like the sound wasn't like really picking up right. Yours kind of just like actually sounded good.
Okay.
So I was like, we're just gonna drop bro shit, but so yeah, we did a pod in 2022. I do kind of want this to be a standalone pod. Mm-hmm. Maybe you could just tell us just a bit about fucking coming up, how you even got into making music.
Yeah. Yeah, the come up was, I don't know.
You're from Virginia Beach, right?
Nah, I moved here 2012 from Georgia. Okay. I've been here long enough. I assimilated, I should say. So, you know what I'm saying? I dropped down here 2012. Back in Georgia, and I was always like, you know, a weird-ass kid walking around with a songbook, writing, doing just random-ass creative things, step team, you know what I'm saying?
Step team?
Yeah, step team, dance.
See, you didn't even tell me that last time.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So, like, I don't know, being on a stage, the high from being on a stage and just being around people, just doing shit, I always had it. I just didn't know the avenues or the ways about it. But luckily, I moved here 2012. And I'm just thinking, like, we just moved to a whole nother place, and then...
You in high school at this time?
No, I'm in middle school.
Okay.
Yeah, I moved here 7th grade. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm running around thinking about trying to figure out this shit, and then I find out, you know what I'm saying, about Pharrell and, you know what I'm saying, the scene around here, and the fact that there's, like, actual studios, shit like that, because I wasn't, like, in Atlanta when I moved from Georgia. I was in Augusta, and it wasn't, like, when I was there, wasn't shit out there.
But also, you're like fucking 12 years old.
Yeah, at the same time.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I felt like I wanted to do this shit. I was actively looking, but you know, your parents ain't finna, Yeah, bro. Like you said, you were 12, bro. Like, they not trying to hear that shit. But I got to high school and I auditioned for Salem Performing Arts High School in Virginia Beach. You got to audition to get in there 8th grade. Did that shit. But
Like to actually go to school there?
Yeah, to actually go to school there. Because I would have just went to Green Run. That's what I was on.
What was
for.
the auditions like? Like you had to have some type of art like you did, or?
Yeah, I sang bass in high school. So I did, what the fuck I do? Did Elton John, Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Like,
just the bass of it?
No, I
don't like singing it too?
Yeah, I had to sing it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we had to fucking sight read. That's just reading notes off of fucking paper, and you gotta sing it. It's like it's not freestyling, but you just read. You ain't never seen this shit before, but you gotta read it like damn near perfect.
What do you mean by that?
So sight reading. So what it is notes on a sheet of paper. You know what I'm saying?
Like music notes?
Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because choral music, like, it's on sheet music. So you just, it's a new piece. Like, it's just like a measure, but probably like about this long of shit you never seen before. And you got like 10, 15 seconds to read that shit, and then you have to sing it.
Okay.
So they score you on that shit. There's like a brief interview after. I don't know. I did it. I swear I ain't get in. I got the letter. I was like, I'm not opening that shit. But my mom yelled at me, and she was like, nigga, it's a thick-ass letter. Why the hell would they give you a thick letter?
They wouldn't waste this much paper just to say no. Like,
yeah, and I was like, damn, you got a fucking point. Opened it. And then I was in there. I was like, all right, cool. And then that's why I met a bunch of upperclassmen who were already like recording their own shit and in the studio. So that's when I started like actually going there myself. You know what I'm saying? To work, well, not even work, fiddle the fuck around, because I don't know what the fuck I was doing. Still trying to find my sound. Shit like that. So that was around sophomore year. I started doing that shit.
And you're still not like making your own music yet?
No, I'm still making it. It's just not nothing. Ain't nothing worth hearing, in my opinion, yet.
Okay.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, recording, writing. You know what I'm saying? I could pull drafts up from fucking 2016. You know what I'm saying? But that's when I started that, and then gradually, as high school grew, you know, I kept writing, kept doing it, and then eventually started getting more into the scene around here because I was old enough to like, and just, you know, peeking around, following like older people and seeing what they were doing, as far as what they were doing with their music. So I got to meet a lot of people to the point to where senior year, I decided to throw my first show, do that shit at Shaka's with my boys. Yeah, Shaka's.
I think that shit got shut down now.
Yeah.
I've told a story on the pod before, but I actually got thrown out of Shaka's before.
For what?
I was just really drunk, and I tried to hit on this girl that was sitting down in the booth, and I wasn't really like, I wasn't disrespectful or anything. I was just like, yo, like, can I talk to you or whatever? She's sitting down with her friend, and she just mushed my face, like just mushed me out the way. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like I wasn't really tripping. So the security guard comes from behind me, puts me in a full Nelson. He was like, that's my girl. He's like, that's my girl. I was like, bro, you can't kick me out because I'm talking to your girl.
What the fuck am I supposed to know that?
So he comes to me first in my face. He's talking to me. I'm like, you can't kick me out for talking to your girl. His friend, the other security guard, comes behind me, puts me in a full Nelson. They throw me the fuck out. I'm like, I'm about to sue. Like, I'm mad as shit. I'm like, fuck it, but yeah.
No, fuck that.
So it's a Salem performative arts school, in Virginia Beach.
Yeah, Salem Visual
And
Performing Arts Academy.
Okay, and I guess this audition was like 8th grade summer going into 9th grade.
It was January, February of your 8th grade year. You ain't find out if you made it until like the end of 8th grade. You don't know where the fuck you're going. You just sitting there waiting.
What other arts were like in there? So you're doing music.
Yeah, so there's vocal. I was in vocal. There's vocal, visual, instrumental, theater, art.
Did all the students take like a little bit of each course, or are you just doing what you're there for?
You're doing what you're there for unless you take like other courses. So some people are dual stranded. You could be like someone who's like a dual strander. Like you could be an instrumental and vocal, or you could be an instrumental and art or whatever. Yeah, I did one at that time.
So you throw this show at Shaka's senior year.
Yeah. And that got me like more inspired just to start like working as far as like the art scene goes and shit like that. Because, you know, it was a real good experience, a real good turnout. I was like, I can actually do this. You know what I'm saying? People starting to like, you know, I started to build a name a little bit, and then I just started my run, got out of high school, and I started my run with my first project, The Misadventures of the Ugly Pretty Boy. So that project was mainly me just getting, I don't know. I was in a collective before we got out of high school, but, you know, that's the time everyone's breaking off, going to college or whatever, so schedules are sporadic and stuff like that. So you just really, like, I don't know, I just felt by myself at that time.
What was your collective called?
Before Ethos.
Okay.
Yeah, we called it BE. Yeah. And yeah, that's when we do that Shaka show. But yeah. And then so I was just out on my own for like the first time. I just felt like, I don't know, artistically, because I don't know, I just feel like I grew up very insecure about how my voice sounded compared to niggas on the radio, because my voice dropped and started sounding around like this, like when I was 12 type shit.
Okay.
So there was
I feel like other 12-year-olds are like trying to make their voice deeper.
Yeah.
At that age.
No.
They want it to be deep. They're like, yeah, no, my shit been like this. Like,
I was walking around, niggas was like, what the fuck? Like,
how old are you, bro?
23.
No, I'm playing. That's what they say.
Oh, yeah. I was like, what? Yeah, bro. But yeah, that's what they basically.
So you were insecure about your voice.
Yeah, nigga. Like, bro, when you grow up listening to Neo and Chris Brown and you naturally sound like Barry White, that's not a good feeling. You don't get niggas like Giveon or whatever.
That dude's fucking lying, bro. That's not his voice. You talking about a dude? Oh no, that's DDG. What's his name? DDG, right? The dude had the fit with the deep voice.
Oh, that be with Holly Bailey. That shit. Yeah. I don't know what that voice is.
He acts like his deep voice is the real voice, bro. I swear he's lying.
Yeah, I was like, bro, there's no way. There's no fucking way. But I don't know. I halfway believe him, because sometimes I'll be in instances where I just feel like I gotta like not let my voice be so guttural. Like I'll raise it like this and like try to take trouble.
But you'll really talk. How long can you really keep up a fake voice? I feel like that'll be tiring. You can really just talk for hours.
Nigga, I work from home.
Voice.
Fuck it, I got to.
Are you talking about like on the phone talking to people? Like,
yeah, but yeah, nah. It takes energy. So just like I just did it for 5 seconds there, and now I'm back to my regular shit. I'm like, yes. Like I don't feel like
I'm fucking weak.
Feel like doing that. Like if I'm performing, if I'm in the studio, yeah, because it has to be done. But regular conversation, I tend to just be down here.
So the collective kind of breaks up going into college.
Mm-hmm.
You're by yourself.
Yeah, because I could have just went to college my damn self, but I did not. Because, I just wanted to focus on my shit, get my shit off the ground, just figure out what I sounded like or who I was by my fucking self. So I did the whole first project, and then that's when I started getting into like the performing circuits, I guess, at around that time. So mainly it was like Buco. Back then, Buco's was 2 nights at 2 different venues. One was at Beach House. One, it was on Thursdays. Then one was at Beach House, and then one was at Buco, and it alternated every week. So I went there. I started getting into like Audible Asylum, hitting up Utopia Finney, and then from there, that's like kind of breaking in.
So what year is this? What year did you graduate?
I graduated 2018.
Okay, so this is like 2019-ish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so getting in like 2019, 2020, and then COVID hit. And then I was like, oh, once the show slowed down, I was hyped. I don't know. I was mad, but then I was hyped at the same time, because then I was like, oh, it's time to huddle up and make some new shit. So that's where Welcome Home Leafy came from. I feel like after the misadventures, after the angst, I come back home and like, what now? Like, what do you have? Like, what'd you learn? What'd you see? What'd you experience? How do you fucking feel about it? That's basically Welcome Home Leafy. And then after that, I ain't released for a while, because I just feel like after I drop music, for some reason, I just instantly want to fucking mature, which is very stupid.
You want to mature?
I just instantly want to mature. I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like I naturally you just hear yourself aging in the music. And after a while, I'm just like, I'll hear a track. It could be like a track I recorded just a month ago. I'm like, I sound young in that shit. I want to sound, I don't know.
I think it's also just the act of like hearing yourself and seeing yourself.
Yeah.
It gives you this other level of self-reflection that somebody who doesn't create might miss it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you might miss your phase because you're just living life. You're not really taken the time to reflect or like look back on yourself like that. But when you make music or content or videos, like you're like forced, like you see yourself in a way that you really don't if you're not a creative.
Right.
Yeah.
So I did that shit, and then as I dropped that, that's when I started up with Frequency VA. Shout out to Scotty, everybody over there, and then that was like a whole nother musical, community. Everybody. Now I'm getting around like other creatives who are like working on their shit. I'm kind of like, just around people where I could sharpen my sword, and then from there I pivoted to Fortresses with Zach, because I really wanted to get my shit with live music. And then I get there with the live music, and I'm like, nah, my shit's just kind of like buns for live music. So like, really? I don't know. It like, at the time.
The music off of Welcome
Home Leafy. Yeah, like.
Because I think You and I and Ebony Sun wasn't on that project, right?
That was after. Okay, that's after, like, I realized that. I was like, one, it's not even like I was fuck it, bitch, ass, nigga, every 5 words anyway. But it was enough to where I was like, nigga, I did not need to do that. So now I'm thinking about just marketability. I'm like, okay, like, I don't know. I just felt too much angst and other shit, and I felt like I was cussing too much. So I cut back on that. And then just running around with the band and having to do shows in general places, like just off the rip, just trying to like clean version my lyrics, just, you know what I'm saying, with the band. I was like, bro, this shit is a hindrance. So like,
I didn't even know you were in Fortress's band.
Yeah.
Are you still in that?
Yeah. We fucking around.
I think they just performed at something that the Can did recently. And I actually just met the guy. What's his name? Is that Zach? You say his name?
Yeah, Zach.
Like the main guy?
Yeah, last weekend we was at the Capitol World Fest.
That the one in Hampton?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I met him there. He came up to me. We saw it for a few. I got to tap him in, bro, actually.
Yeah. But like shortly after I joined Frequency, I just kept it real low key because I felt like I don't know. So intimate shit. I was in training mode. I don't want no one to see me do this right now. But yeah, that's really what I was doing. Like I just felt like I wanted to get better in that avenue with like just instrumental music, and I wasn't at that point, and I wasn't gonna let niggas know or see me at that point until I felt like I was ready or Zach gave me that nod, like, nigga. So that made me like pivot from the sound I had then into You and I and Ebony Sun, and I felt like that shit. One, it had way more better reception than shit I was doing before, because I just felt like, one, they were more vulnerable. Two, I don't know, wasn't jumping around saying fuck it every 5 seconds, and I don't know, I was able to spread. I don't know, it just connected well. I can't explain why, but shit happened, and it just felt real good. So every time I sit down and write, after that moment, I was like, if I can't hear this shit being sung in a crowd or in the masses and shit, I'm not finna do this shit. So like, this is my output, and just as much as I was working on, I just dwindled down from there and just started baby stepping into like more shit. So like the shit I sent you, Desire and Rolling Stone, I performed that for like a year and a half.
Already, like you.
Yeah, like people, you know what I'm saying, reach out, DM me every week, yo, when that shit dropping? You dropping that shit yet? Let me get the file. Whatever, what have you, because I've been running around doing it. So I know once it drops, it's going to work. And that's like a lot of the shit I kind of like doing my strategy too. I was like, okay, if I'm not going to drop this long, I'm going to still provide new shit. You just got to come out and see me. So then I know who's really fucking with it.
That's fire too, because it's like you got to pull up live to hear it.
Yeah, you come in here, and then the way I was running around, like, if you miss me here, you catch me here. If you miss me here, you catch me here. If you miss me here, you catch me here. So it started to spread a little bit, and so now for the next run, we about to do that shit. Just the music's matured and a whole lot better, in my opinion, because I don't know. I'm still now getting to the point to where I can hear You and I and Ebony Sun. I'm like,
you don't like him anymore?
I like him. I still like him because I feel like they're still like near and dear to my heart. But I feel like my disdain for them now is because it's kind of like a time capsule where I was then, and until I promote or hand out what's current and what's now. That's why I gotta sit and listen to. So now, like, yeah, it's just about to be a fucking avalanche of new shit.
These songs that you're performing, like for like a year or two before they even drop, do the songs change from like when you first start performing them to when they actually come out, or is it usually like the same song? Like,
so they have changed in a new ways. Like, so performing it live with the band, sometimes I think of like a new harmony, a new way to deliver the line that I feel like would transfer over good to the recorded version.
and go back and like re-record it.
Right. But then again, I just know I was trying to do that a little too hard in the beginning, and then I had to realize that the performance track or the performance version is the performance version, and then the audio track is the audio track. Because I think when I was first trying to do Desire, try to bring in that shit in the studio. Oh, my bad. The same way I did in the studio when I was on stage, I felt like I was damn near yelling and over the beat, and it was not as smooth as it needed to be. So, so I just had to switch it around. Like anything that works and can transfer, of course, is gonna get transferred. But yeah, so doing it that long, yeah, you notice the new things, apply it, and then yeah, if it works, it works. Just keep it.
And I feel like that that could also be like part of the fun part. Like, yeah, you'll hear a song that's the actual song version that's out on everything, but then usually like if you go see somebody do it live, they'll do it differently, or you might even get it's just something to keep it fun for you. You might try it differently or like switch the beat a little bit, like play around with it when you do it live.
Yeah, and I like the control a little bit more, especially with the band, because nigga, like you being with them so long, Zach can feel it in the momentum where my vocals are like going. If I want to try some new shit, and he'll just follow, and I love that shit. So like I'm trying to along with the releases, like a whole bunch of like majority of the performances are just going to be have to be with the band. So now when niggas be like, I didn't know you were Fortresses or anything like that, I'm like, now y'all gonna know. It's gonna be very.
How many people are in Fortresses? Because the video I just seen them perform at the Can, I feel it was like 15 people up there.
Zach's in a whole like music frat.
Okay.
So to give you like the hard count number of how many people is.
It's over 10 though?
It's over 10 for sure. It's like a, I don't know, lack of a better word, like a conglomerate. It's like it's a bunch of instrumentalists, a bunch of rappers, a bunch of vocalists, fucking visual people. Like just a whole bunch of.
It might not be like everybody on one show.
Yeah, it might not be everybody at one time, but everybody is like there. Everybody got a sword ready to like swing. Like it's dope. So. Like, you know, think of people like Kello's Fortresses.
Is he in Fortresses too?
Yeah,
isn't he in another band as well? Kello?
I wouldn't know.
He might be. I think he was telling me Fortresses. Yeah. No, yeah. Kello's fire too though. He's one of my favorite rappers out here for real.
Mm-hmm. Kello, Nito, Anna, Monet. Have you heard of Anna Monet?
I think who she signed to? Is she signed to Era Hardaway's label?
Not to no. Well,
what's her name?
If she got signed, she didn't tell me. Anna Monet.
No, I think it's some girl named like Autumn LaBella or something like that.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm not hip though.
No, she's crazy. But yeah, it's just you know what I'm saying. A bunch of us running around to a common goal.
Do you see any differences in the scene from like when you graduated, you just kind of started going to these events, performing, meeting people, to now?
I feel like the scene's more like tightly knit, in my opinion, or maybe, and I'm just saying that from my perspective. It probably was tight already, but yeah, I just feel like it's more tightly knit. Like I don't know. From where I am, you know what I'm saying? It's more like, I don't know. Everybody feels like a family. You don't hear too much of beefing or going back and forth too much, or I don't know. I feel like back in the day, like, you know what I'm saying? To say VA wasn't there, VA wasn't the wave, too, was like the thing, or like the wave, and it's not so much anymore.
Saying VA isn't the wave was
the wave?
Like,
or niggas be like, niggas need to get the fuck out of VA or something to do, whatever. Like, I feel like niggas ain't on that shit no more.
Yeah,
I hear
people
that, like you hear that a lot less.
like you got to move out of the city to make it happen. Yeah, but like the thing is, when you move out of the city, you go somewhere else where you start from scratch,
Yeah,
and you have
again.
way more competition, and it's like you can get lost in the sauce.
Yeah. So
You see that video that Pharrell just posted the other day? I don't know if he posted it, but it came out. He was like, I don't even know who he was actually talking to, but he was giving somebody advice.
yeah, I saw that shit.
He was like, don't take it personal. Like,
I say
take
that
note and what do you say? Take care of it.
Take note, yeah, take note and take care of it.
I don't know why people are hating on that video. It's like a lot of hate on Twitter about that.
I don't know. He was speaking facts though. Like nigga, I don't. I ain't say essentially what he said. If ain't nobody die, you know what I'm saying. If a baby not being born, it's not that serious. What you being emotional about or whatever you think, the way I received it, or whatever you think the fuck happened, or how you felt in that situation, it's not important. This is distracting you from your main goal, your fucking end goal. So
what I really took away from that, I think it was a good, definitely was good advice, but he touched on the bandwidth that it takes to entertain stuff that's negative or that's taking your energy. Like, I always think about that. I'm thinking about how much energy I have as a person on any day, any given day, and it's like, okay, I try to conserve my energy.
Right.
To have it to put towards this, because we only have a finite amount of energy.
Right.
So you can waste your time and your energy worrying about the wrong things, and then you'll just be drained. You won't have anything left over to pour into your craft.
Right. Yeah. I feel like that's a pit I felt like I fell into when I was trying to, like, once I realized I was kind of like in like a, I don't know, I'm breaking these songs like or mode and just running around. I ain't give a fuck. There was like a show, like I had to be there. Like I had real bad FOMO. And like by like the end of the day, or like just the end of the year, really, I was just fucking exhausted. Like I felt drained. Like I just didn't, I don't know. I wasn't feeling it, coach. Like I can't even explain it. So I had to smell the flowers a little bit. I ain't gonna cap. Just touch grass for 5 seconds, but all right. And then hop back onto it. But
I go through those moments too, bro. I really feel like I hit, it was because I've been doing this for like maybe like almost 5 years now, the pod. And maybe winter starting last year, kind of to like the first couple months of this year. I'm kind of over it now, but I hit my first like burnout period. Because I was really going hard for like every week. Sometimes we're doing two a week. And I never really felt the burnout until like winter of last year. I don't know if it was a season kind of changing, kind of I got into that mode. I don't want to say I was depressed, but I was down for like a few months. But I'm just like I'm always in a mind state like I try to just put that to the side and just continue to show up and do it. But that was my first time like, yo, burnout is like a real thing.
Yeah. I didn't think, I didn't think it was like for me, just from performing and doing all that shit like all the time, I didn't think that was a thing, because I felt like I've been doing it for so long, or running around doing wherever the fuck. Like I'm not burnt out. I don't know. Maybe not getting enough sleep. And then once I really sat myself down, I was like, oh yeah, I need to chill for a little bit. Yeah,
sometimes you gotta take a step back. I can't remember if we talked about this last time. Yeah, so how we touched a little bit on it earlier in the pod, but how did Lil Leafy start? If for people that don't know, it's this puppet you have that's kind of like a mini version of you.
Right.
I think that was like, I think the first time I ever got hip to you was either at Utopia or I seen the Who video where it's like this puppet is starring in it.
Right.
If you guys haven't seen it, check this video out. It's fire.
Right.
But
shout out.
Yeah, how did the idea for Lil Leafy start?
To be honest, so I already know I want to do a video for Who, and initially it was going to be, I was thinking about like almost on some Scooby-Doo-ish scary shit. Like I'm just trapped in a crib. Like I'm going down like one hallway and popping out on the other side and different doors, and just leading to like I can't get outside of this crib. Like I think even when it looks like I'm about to walk outside, like I just pop back in. And then booked the B&B, and for some reason or another, like they just like owners canceled that shit. So niggas had to pivot. So that fucking idea was in the hole. And then I was, you know what I'm saying, just high. I think I was probably think I was tripping. I think I was off tab. And I was like, you know what? I want to do some crazy shit. And that, like, I don't think I seen niggas do. Nigga, if I had a puppet, nigga, it's a whole rap.
I think he had like slammed the trunk on you. Like you were in the trunk. He like slammed the trunk. I was like, bro.
Yeah, so niggas made the puppet, and then I feel like that kind of helped with the marketing of the track just because of, so, I don't know, bizarre. I guess, but that's really where it came from. Niggas was in a tight squeeze, and niggas had to get creative, and he was born. And I appreciate him.
I thought it was really cool, and I was kind of sad to see like you didn't do more stuff with him. That's why I was glad we kind of did the skit. It was like a little thing, but I feel like that's like a fire idea you should keep going with.
Yeah, I had like follow up content with him. It's just I didn't. I just feel like I needed to incorporate him in a more clever way, if that makes sense. I don't know. I didn't want to keep using them, and then I'm just using them. So I'm trying to think of new ways to incorporate them in. I want them to be there. Then I don't want to be gimmicky at the same time. Yeah, I want to OD because it's a puppet. It's very easy to OD. That was my first fucking it's fun. It's fun operating that nigga, just getting him to do like silly shit. So like I don't know. And another dimension of shit, I'm a puppeteer or some shit. Like that shit's kind of fun. I'm not gonna cap. Like,
you're a puppeteer
or something. Because I don't know, when we shooting the scenes, like nigga, you're tired because your fucking arm, because you doing this shit in the fucking, it's nigga has a cardboard body and it sounds like it'd be light and it's fucking not. So that's the other reason we had to revamp that nigga. So once I get him back, he look clean and muppety.
It reminds me of what's those one viral videos? It's like the cartoon. It's like the little puppets. It's like 3 or 4 of them, and they're like all on the camera and they're like just yelling and shit. You know what I'm talking about? What's that
I don't
called?
know their name, bro. I think they still make shit, bro. They pop on my feed every now and then,
content,
and they're fucking hilarious. But yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna make that work for me yet. So
I'm definitely down to do another skit with Leafy. If you're down, we can come up with some cool shit. I feel like
I'm down. No.
Okay, so you're talking about like self-reflection. You're dropping music, and it makes you kind of like mature. You're kind of running around the scene, performing these new songs for this last year and a half. Yeah, I guess how do you feel about like where you're at right now? And also, I like to see. I'm also interested like at people graduating high school and continuing to create. I feel like I say it all the time, but it's like maybe it's not like this anymore in this era, but in the previous era, it was like once you graduate high school, if you don't make it by then, like your time is over.
Right.
So I'm always excited and like interested to see people that find new ways to create outside of high school and as they get older and balance it with being an adult.
Right. Yeah, it's just finding that pocket. I felt like I was always creating, so I just didn't want to stop doing it. The problem was like, how can I do that and still get, normal just life shit done, like, and just trying to find a balance between that. That as I got older, felt like it was a struggle, but I don't know. I just never felt the urge to like stop the shit. But I think I was just kind of like my surroundings. A lot of the people, like, I don't know, like halfway through high school, like looking around, or like if you did a survey, like half the people like just in the vocal strand, like as far as like music, like what are you doing after high school? Like what are you studying like in college? Like what are you doing? Half of that shit was like, nah, music. It's like, nah, nursing. So part of me like has this weird ass teenage angst in me. I was like, I gotta keep going. I can't stop. Because like if I stop, like I'm gonna be, I don't know. I feel like if I stop at any moment, it's like I told you so or something like that. And that's a weird thing. Niggas gotta get to the bottom of, but I know it's there. I'm not gonna admit it, but that's part of where the drive comes from. But then again, I've had this break, so I'm trying to. I feel like when I was younger, I used to think, oh, I got to reboot and just start fresh. But now, as I've aged, I'm like, how can I just reinvent? Like,
Reinvent, build on what you've already built.
Yeah, because I used to just want to tear it all down. Just I'm deleting all this shit and we just going da 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 da. And now I just feel like fuck it, nigga. Like I don't know. It used to bring like angst and like anxiety to me because I'm like, oh, what if they don't accept this or whatever or whatever? I'm just like, who cares, nigga? Just reinvent, like figure it out. Like I don't know. It's gonna keep shooting.
And also, I feel like you don't really lose a level. Like if you you're doing shit. You get to a certain level. You may take a break, but then when you come back, you're not really starting from scratch. You're starting from the level that you were at already.
Right.
Just like any big industry artist, you see them, they'll be gone for 2-3 years.
Right.
They come back, drop new stuff. Their fans are still there.
Right.
It's also interesting how you say you kind of, so your journey of creativity kind of started around people. Like you were in school creating with other people. For me, it was like the opposite. Like
I mean, it didn't really start, I don't think people got involved until like high school when there's people to be around. Like that's when I met people who did like music or what I did. Like just elementary school, middle school, doing all that writing and doing shit like that. I feel like I only met like one person other than that at the time who did that. So I feel like it was very private, and then like it remained private. But then like you get into like social communities and shit. But.
Yeah, for me, bro, I was creating by myself for real. Well, in high school, like 9th grade, it's funny because I was kind of doing what I'm doing now, like in 9th grade. I was making music, that was whatever, but I was doing skits, like the skits we're doing now. In 9th grade, like I was in 9th grade to 2009. So in that time, I'm creating skits with my friends and using my friends as actors. Like before anybody was really doing it, like that wasn't even really a thing for real.
Right.
We're dropping shit on YouTube. At that time, it's people look at you like you're silly. Right. You're not gonna make it.
Yeah.
You can't, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it wasn't a thing. Now it's like, okay, like even people that don't create, just regular people that you might have went to high school with or I went to high school with that aren't creative, but they're just consuming media. They have it at least like a little bit in their mind, like, okay, like you may have a chance.
Right.
But back in those days, like you have no chance. So people just look at you like you're dumb for even trying. Like you're just outcast kind of. Like that's how I felt at the time at least.
Right.
But so that was kind of, did that for a little bit in 9th, 10th grade. Then I'm really just creating by myself. I'm working on music literally from like 10th grade to like I graduated all the way up until like maybe like 23, 24. I'm literally just creating by myself. It's this thing I'm doing by myself. And I just kind of felt alone in that. And then I really just started creating, like everybody that I hang out with now, it's like friends that I made through the arts. So I started cultivating this group of friends and these relationships off creating. And that kind of just like became my life.
Damn.
Like, I don't know, it's like you do things for so long and then you just kind of like become that.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Type shit. So, when you gonna start dropping these songs? What was the one?
I don't want to say when.
What was the last one we just played? Desire. Is that
yeah.
That might be the one.
Oh wait, no. That was Rolling Stone.
Rolling Stone.
That was Rolling. I'm gonna call it Rolling.
I may actually have heard you perform that or seen you perform that at Utopia like a year ago. And I think it was literally like, I think at the time you were like, I just made this shit yesterday or something. Like, but I thought it was fire.
Yeah.
I haven't been back there in a while either. I gotta go back to Utopia soon.
Yeah, I haven't been over there yet. I gotta check it out. Nigga, been out the way. It's time to come back outside. We popping outside.
We bite. You going something in the water this year?
More than likely. I don't see any reason not to. If I'm doing anything in it this year, I want to just focus on the rollout and the releasing.
I'm sure it'll be some local activations like last year.
Yeah, like last year, yeah. That was fun.
Did you do stuff there last year?
Yeah.
What were you on?
I was on the 24th Street stage. Racer brought me out for the Utopia Finney section of the 24th, something in the water.
Okay.
On 24th Street. So I did that. That was a pretty cool experience. I did that year, and I did indie. So I did something in the water that 24th Street installation, and then I did something Indie Water, and that was pretty cool too.
I was at that one.
Yeah.
I think the MSQ shop threw that.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the Nicholas F. show that the MSQ shop and Virginia Creative Collective threw like last weekend, and I think it was in Virginia Beach. That was pretty cool.
But
yeah, I like that we have. We don't have the biggest scene. We're not, we don't have the most exposure out of any scene in the country, but we have enough stuff, I feel like, in our scene to where you can really develop as an artist by going to these different things. So I like that aspect about it.
For sure. I feel like right here, there's always something to like take away, add. I feel like you can, there's never like an event or like a situation like you can just go to and walk away with nothing. Like niggas got to like try hard to do that. I feel like nowadays, because there's always someone or something out there to do. So these niggas gotta take advantage.
Hell yeah, take advantage. Hell yeah. I appreciate you, bro, for coming through. Is there anything else you want to touch on? Leave the people with?
Yeah, man. Y'all stay tuned. Appreciate y'all for stopping by, checking in with me. You know what I'm saying? You can follow me at Khalif Bryant, and a whole bunch of shit is in store. And I appreciate you.
Come on. All bros links will be in the description. Definitely tap in what he has going on. Catch him at a show out here. New music on the way. He just played some shit for us. Y'all probably, if you see the wrap up on our Instagram, you'll hear a little snippet or something. But
a little something.
Hell yeah. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Yeah, we'll see y'all soon.
Is there?
Peace. Come on.